As a father, what kind of advice do you give your son when he's on the road or just in life in general?
I tell him, don't read your reviews and don't believe it when someone tells you you're a genius. And remember that you too, like everyone else, flushes his own toilet, among other things. It's about the fact that I believe all performers, such as myself, are public servants. We're just as important as the guy who gives you electricity or gets the wood for your fireplace. We offer something to people that they need. And so I told him it's about public service. Don't ever believe that you're bigger than you actually are. I told him ego is a good thing as long as you know your limitations. Expand them as much as you can, but don't go beyond it. Most people, their higher self is up here and the reality is they're down here. And it's two different, it's what we attain to be, you know? You know what I'm saying?
Tell me something about Orpheo that no one knows.
I don't know if he'd want me to do that. Well, we named him after the Greek god of music because I always knew he was going to be a musician. I told him to be a lawyer or a doctor. I said, if you don't have to be an artist, don't. Because it's a tough life. Whether you're poor or successful, it's hard work. It's a hard life. It's a roller coaster. I raised those kids. My kids would say to me, well, is it a brown rice week, Dad, or a filet mignon week? You know, because it would change regularly. Sometimes the work would be there, the money would be there. Sometimes there'd be no money there, you know? But they saw how much fun I was having doing my thing. They said, we're going to be artists. And so he was given the name Orpheus. His mother's French, so we call him Orpheo. I will tell you one thing about Orpheo that no one knows. When I knew he was going to be a drummer, that was one thing, but I also knew he was going to be a percussionist. And I brought him to a huge garbage place, like that had recyclable stuff and metal and everything all over the place. Right? I took him in there and I said, every one of these things out here is a potential percussion instrument. And he went, wow, I thought it was a pile of junk. I said, it's that too. But in that junk, you're going to find some instruments. So he bought that day a big old truck spring, right? That had different tones on it. As you went, oh. And it's still one of his favorite instruments. That's something that no one knows about, and they will now. And I'm sure he'd be proud of me telling you that. I kind of guided him. I knew he was going to be a musician. And my daughter's a great dancer and a sculptress. She's beautiful, wonderful. I have 7 kids altogether. A life in rock and roll, what can I say? An incurable romantic who loved women. And in the end, I had to raise the last 2, Orpheo and his sister, all by myself. Karma applies to everybody. It caught up to me and left all these women with my children, and in the end, I had to raise them myself.
Me earlier that Orpheo got his first drum set when he was 7 years old?
He was 7 years old, and he had his first drum set. He played in the garage, played really fast and really loud. And one day I opened the door and looked at him and I said, space. And that's the day he learned about music dynamics. You don't have to fill every moment with a beat or a sound. It's what you don't hear that the special things happen, you know. The Dead used to have a thing called the hanging out period, where it was just a perpetual jam. No one knew what anyone was going to play. But it happened, and people gathered around it, like moths to the flame, you know? And if this band blossoms the way I think it's going to, and it certainly is already, they have over 300 million hits on YouTube collectively. That's a lot of people. And the reason is all the same reason. It's all the same reason. I want love. I want to feel like I'm part of something. That's why. That's why you guys are here.